welcome back to PERLA'S DREAMS. Aries, Taurus, Cusp, this is your reading. And again, guys, these are general readings, so only take whatever resonates and please leave the rest. As always, it is a pleasure to have you. Remember to like, share, and comment. It definitely helps with the algorithm, guys. So let's go ahead and let's jump into this because it's as if you guys follow me or not, whether this is your first video or not, like, you know that that's not usually my normal intro, but for some reason it needed to come out a different way, and I'm feeling that this is like the energy that I'm picking up from you guys during this time. It's almost kind of like you're not giving an F about anything. You're definitely in this energy of like really trying your best to stick to certain boundaries that you set with certain people. There is this, it's almost kind of like you guys are literally like extremely and I want to laugh because like the way that it's coming through, it's like somebody that is really frustrated and is really annoyed with the fact that people are always either, and when I say people, I mean these are the individuals that you're choosing to have around, whether they're friends, whether they're family, or whatever it is. Those that you choose to keep in your circle are constantly like telling you or trying to tell you like what to do or how to do things, and you're frustrated about it. But at the same time, it's like the reason why I'm laughing is like because it's like, hello, my love, you're choosing to have these people around, right? You're starting to notice certain patterns with the individuals that you keep around, and it's like this space where you feel, let's say, depleted, where you feel unmotivated, where you feel and I don't know why it's coming in like as an unorganized, chaotic type of energy, and you're realizing that your spirit, your soul is asking you for something more. It's asking you to connect with individuals that are striving to live a better life, that are striving to be a better version of themselves, right? So living a better life doesn't necessarily always equate to just material things, right? It's like, who is it that is in your group, right? Who are you connecting to? Like, are the people that you are in group chats with, are the people that you are having brunch or dinner, going out clubbing, whatever it is that you're doing, do these people have goals? Are these people actually working, like actively working on these goals, on these dreams? Are they pursuing things, or are they just sitting around gossiping around other people? And I feel like that during this time, you're kind of cutting off a lot of people from your inner circle, right? Or just people that you tend to give too much attention to or too much of your energy to. And and I like it because I like it because it almost seems like, there are individuals, there are people that are going to say like you think you're better than them, or you're thinking this and this and that, but in reality it's like you've outgrown certain situations, you've outgrown certain connections, and it is okay to honor that space within you when it's telling you, hey, it's time to move, it's time to, connect to other things, because it's almost kind of like I see you guys as somebody that, and this is coming in as like a dream or as an idea, right? And it's like when you run these ideas or these dreams through the people that you have in your group right now, it's almost kind of like you're being dismissed. It's like, oh, you're wishing upon a star. Like, why don't you focus on your 9 to 5? Why don't you try to get a promotion within your job and this and this and that? And you're just like, it is no longer fulfilling for me. Like, this is no longer what I want. And if this has nothing to do with career for you, this can be the same as in a relationship. Maybe somebody is telling you like you're you're stating the things that you want, whether you're stating them to your significant other, or whether you're saying it to like a friend or a family member, like, hey, I just wish like so and so would be like more attentive. I wish that so and so would pay, like, want to spend more quality time, right? Not just the quantity, but the quality of the time. Like, yeah, we stay home on a Friday night, but it's like I'm on my phone, they're on their phone, and it's like there's no actually quality within the time that we're spending. And somebody's telling you like, oh, just be happy like that you're married, or just be happy that you have somebody to help you with the bills, or just be happy. And it's like, no, there has to be more to life than this, right? Than settling. And I feel that during this time for you guys, Aries, Taurus, you're starting to realize, or you're starting to recognize and identify the areas in your life where you have been settling, right? And the reason, and again, when we say settle, it doesn't necessarily mean that the person is bad or that the job is bad or anything like that. It's just you've outgrown that space, you've outgrown that relationship, and that is okay. And I know that is going to trigger some people, like, oh, well, just because you are on your spiritual path doesn't mean that you let your person go. This and this. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is like, whether you are on a spiritual path or not, when you are in a relationship, in a connection with another person, that relationship in itself has to evolve, it has to grow, right? In one way or another, it has to grow, right? Even if we take spirituality or whatever completely out of it, it has to go somewhere. It cannot just stay like, oh, we're just chilling, like it's 10 years later and we're just Netflix and chilling. Like, nah, come on, babe. Like let's be honest, right? So that's what I'm talking about. There is a lack here of growth with people that you have been connected to, right? Whether these are your friends, whether these are your family, whether whatever it is. And the beauty of it is, like, when these individuals are ready, right, to embark on that evolution, on that evolutionary process within themselves, they'll catch up to you. And what I mean by that is, like, I have, I come from a very big family, from my, especially from my father's side, right? We're huge, we're massive. And from my mother's side, we're smaller, but we're still pretty big. And I've had conversations with different cousins and different things, and there has been time where I am in life is not in alignment anymore with where they still are, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. That doesn't mean that I cut my family off completely or anything like that, but our interactions are different, right? Our interactions are more limited because I am gravitating to something else, right? I'm gravitating to involve different types of conversations that maybe this group of cousin isn't ready, but this group of cousin is, right? And the beauty is that along the way, the group or the people that were not originally like in alignment with what it is that you are, eventually catch up. And that's the beauty of it. It's like, sometimes you have to understand, guys, that you guys are the one, like, what is it that they say? I think they say like the trailblazer or something. Like, you're the one leading the path. You're the one actually making the path for other people to follow. And for a lot of you, Aries, Taurus, Cusp, but this is who you are. This is who you are in your group friend. This is who you are in a relationship. This is who you are at the workplace. This is who you are within your family. So when you're that person that starts begin like, yeah, starts to change or begin whatever, the, you know what I mean, like, you, let me take a sip of, let me take a sip. I want to say like trendsetter, right? But it's not really like a trend, right? But you get what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people follow you, whether they are verbalizing that they're following your footsteps or not. If you take a look, right, at your friends and your family members and where they are right now and where they were like 10 years ago and where you were 5 years ago, a lot of them are where you were 5 years ago, right? And it's almost kind of like it's like the voice of your echo, the echo of you is what they are walking into, if that makes sense. If this message is for you, you're gonna get exactly what I'm saying. If it's not, sweetie, don't worry about it. Come back in a couple of weeks and maybe um the clarity of the message comes through. But yeah, there is this sense of a lot of you just kind of like, you know what, I'm cutting ties, I'm moving out. A bat, and again, I'm going to say this again because it happened when I was recording the regular zodiac signs. There's a lot of animals coming through during this time. And I do stop and look for the spiritual meaning, because I am not animal encyclopedia that knows all the meanings of them. Hold on. But yeah, like, there is this, like, when I think about bats, I think about I think about like secrecy. I think about not so much secrecy, but I think about like hidden, right? I think about yeah, I would say like secrecy or moving in the darkness, kind of like not showing your hand or not showing your movements to other, kind of like just coming out for what it is that you need and then kind of like going back. But I, again, that's just me. So bats are often seen as symbols of transformation, intuition, and messengers between the spiritual and physical realm. They can represent good luck, prosperity, and certain and sometimes they are the symbol of darkness or witchcraft. Because again, I keep on seeing like this, and when I say dark, like moving in secret and stuff, like it's not anything that needs to be perceived as being negative or evil or anything like that. It's just kind of like you're trying to be during this time very selective with who it is that you're keeping around or who it is that you are connecting with. So there is kind of an essence, and somebody else had this as well, where there's this essence of like doing like a spring cleaning, but this decluttering and this cleaning is not just physically like to just pertaining to your house. This also has to do um with the energy field around you, meaning people. And I want to say people. I can't sugarcoat it. There's people that you're cutting off and you're just like, you know what, nice meeting you, nice spending time with you, I'm grateful for the time that we spent, regardless of whatever it was, but now it is time for you to take your and get out the door. And again, there's I can hear some people be like, "Oh my God, that is so mean," but it's not mean. It's just, again, you're falling out of place with certain people during this time that are just not. It's just not there at this moment in time. All right, I do want to see for those of you that this, yeah, it's. I mean, it's coming like as a general energy for you guys during this time. So apply that energy of like spring cleaning or whatever in whatever area of your life that you feel things have been stagnant, or that you feel that you've fallen out of alignment, out of love, whatever you want to call it, with your significant other, with your friends or whatever. Like, I look at it and I see that there are people that I was really close to like 6 7 years ago, that I still connect with, but I'm not connecting with them in the same level because my path took a different way, right? It took a different route or whatever. I detour in a different sense. Therefore, I was connected with like another group, and it's like there there's multiple there's multiple parts of you, right? There's multiple parts that make who you are, right? And I've talked about this like in the past, where there's like a part of you that is like, if you're a mother, you're a mother. If you're a father, you're a father. You're a husband, you're a wife. You're a friend, you're a sister, you're an aunt, an uncle, whatever it is. And all of these are just parts of who it creates to be you. So when somebody asks you like who you are, do you know who you are, Aries Taurus? Like, do you respond by naming what your career is? Do you respond by naming your title? Like, oh, I'm a mother, or I'm a husband, I'm a teacher, I'm a doctor, or do you simply just say your name? So like if somebody asks me like who am I? I'm Perla. Okay, what does that mean? That means everything. Everything, every title, every hat that I wear falls under that. Perla. Like I cannot be Perla. I cannot be Perla if I am not Dominican, right? I cannot be Perla if I'm not a mother. I cannot be Perla if I'm not a nurse. Like these are all different components and different parts of myself, right? But it took a very long time for me when somebody would ask me like, and you are, I used to be like, oh, I'm a nurse, Perla. These are things about yourself that I feel that a lot of you are starting to realize or starting to recognize, that it is okay to have all of these different areas of your life, but you do not have to just identify just by one of them. And I hope that that makes sense. All right, so let's go ahead and see anything else that the Aries Taurus cusp needs to know at this time. So yeah, it's kind of like this. And again, guys, I pull and then I will show you guys. I do read them intuitively. This is a very old deck. This deck is 30 how old am I? This deck is about like 30 years old, and it actually used to belong to my mother when she used to read, way back when I was a child. No, she doesn't read anymore. All right. So we have the Two of Swords with the Four of Pentacles in the reverse. We have the Two of Pentacles with the 12, with the King of Pentacles in the reverse. And the King of Wands in the reverse with the Knight of Cups in the upright position. So again, there is this clear cutting, um, there seems to be this place where you guys are just cutting cords. You guys are burning bridges. Some of you are, there is a hesitation here when it comes to how are you emotionally going to be able to handle cutting so many people off or setting so many boundaries. Um, to be honest with you, for those of you that are choosing to just set very strict boundaries instead of cutting people off, I feel that there is a part of you that is not really, and this is going to be for those of you that this has to do with a relationship, like a romantic relationship. There's a part of you that is really not done within this connection. You feel there's this feeling that regardless of how distant you and this person are when it comes to your communication, when it comes to your relationship, you feel that there's a part of you that is not done, or that this contract or whatever with this person in this lifetime is not done. So those of you that are having that issue are having a harder time to move away or to walk away. But the interesting thing is here is not so much out of like being in love currently or wanting to pour into a relationship. This is feeling more like this little guilt trip energy of like, oh, I invested this much time, or I invested this much hold on guys, let me just adjust the camera a little. I've invested this much time, or invested this much energy into this person, and it's kind of like this feeling of like almost being like a failure or something like that if you walk away. For those of you that are deciding to cut off friends or cut off certain family members because it has become to a like to a point where you can't even show up, and what I mean, these are very extreme cases, to be honest with you, because this feels like whenever you're around these friends or these family members, you feel like you're being attacked from all corners, right? So your lifestyle is being criticized, all the way from like the way that you do your hair to the people that you date. And it's almost kind of like there's nothing that you can do that would ever satisfy or would ever make these family members see you in a good way. I hope that makes sense. So let's go ahead and let's figure out, let's see what oracle cards we want to use. Um, I've been going back to a lot of like my older decks, which I love, so don't get me wrong. I do love my older decks. All right, so let's go ahead and see. So we're gonna use the Angels and Ancestors oracle cards, because I feel that a lot of you definitely need some angels and ancestors help during this time, especially as you're cutting things off, as you're doing the spring cleaning. There's always kind of like this, I feel like in everyone's journey, right, their spiritual journey, when you are outgrowing certain situations and you're walking in faith and you're really trying your best to follow your path, there's a moment where you kind of look at what you've walked away from or who you've walked away from and wonder like, wow, was this the right decision? But then along the line, spirit shows you like whether it is how this person, if this person re-enters your life and how they do it is better in alignment with where you are at that moment. So we have the Mirror Guardian. Take time to reflect. Take time to reflect, right? And I feel that this is definitely that space, that energy where you guys are at this moment in time, like reflecting about everything and everyone that you're keeping in your life. Where is this one? 110, I believe, right? Yeah, 110. All right. Take some time to reflect on your strength and your challenges and how far you've come. Recognize your gifts. Angels accept you just the way you are, even when you are going through a challenging time. They still hold you in their highest esteem. The mirror guardian, a female angel looking into the mirror of life invites you to witness your spiritual strength and beauty, to see yourself as angels do. And again, this is a very I feel like this is like the perfect card to end your reading, because your entire reading has been about decluttering and about walking away from situations and people that do not see your worth, right? That are constantly criticizing you, that are constantly trying to change you. And you're being reminded that the way that you are is perfect. The purpose of evolution is not necessarily to change you, but to help you grow and evolve, right? And yes, through that, there is change, right? Because, we can't stay the same, but it's not to change you to a completely like, how can I word that, like, to get it across the way that I want to, because there is change and evolution, but it's not in a demeaning or negative way, if that makes any sense. Well, guys, that is all that I have for you at this moment in time. As always, thank you for all your love and support. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing to the channel. And if you haven't done so, we would love to have you. Sending every single one of you love, strength, and blessing, guys. Take care. Love you all. Mwah. Bye-bye.